What is this? What is this? Who knew his background? Oh, oh. Origin of speech. According to your worship Bash, the origin of speech refers to the more general problem of the origin of language. It's a problem. Who knew it was a problem? Why are people protesting this problem? No. They complain about problems that they say affect them. Oh, because oh no, this doesn't affect me. I just use it and just relentlessly say yes, freedom of speech. Wow, what a shame. What do you have to say if not just reverberations of your bash? It's like playing ping pong, pong, and just being slammed across the face with a racket relentlessly. Wow, just aced a spike and you're done. But no, it continues because who knew you don't get to say stop? Instead, you brainwash yourself to believe that oh, it's a game. So oh, guy, oh, you guys were just kidding. Okay, oh, fine, I'll train. I'll get better. I'll get stronger. I'll learn from the supposed bash, and oh, I don't know how to take the punches. What a shame. Life brings forth life. Who knew? Do you live, endure, overcome? No. You complain, beg, and suffer. Wow, who knew? Why? Who knows? Who knows? Because, wow, who knew the origins of speech? No, who knew it was a problem? Because the origin of language is a problem. Who knew? The evolutionary emergence of language in the human species has been a subject of speculation for several centuries. The topic is difficult to study because of the lack of direct evidence. Hmm. You mean there's no one alive from the supposed billions of past years or thousands of years that hundreds and thousands and thousands, hundreds and thousands upon thousands. Oh, just because there's no one from that supposedly. Oh no, but they time travel and they come in and they tell us all these things, all these whispers, and then they disappear and say, we're going back to our timeline. Wow, who knew that that's a shapeshifter? Why is it some why does it have to be a time traveler? Wow, what a shame. What a shame being deceived. In the context of physiological development of human speech organs, such as the tongue, lips, and vocal organs. The windpipe and this, esophagus, the all, this, the dots, the vocal cords, and this, and who knew? Oh, who knew? No, 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 no. It couldn't be. We just evolved. We just smashed from some ape, from some bash, half ape, half mouse, half quarter. Who knows what bird, but some bird reptile, some bird reptile that somehow the 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 inheritor of the bloodline of the dinosaur. Oh yes, the bird brain. Yes, right. Some bash. What is going on? The reptile, this and that. What's going on? Who knows? Right? No, they're just names. Names for things that you see, and the stories assigned to them. Why? Maybe they have their own genesis. Maybe the Starks have their own genesis from, the Crow. The Crow has his own genesis story, and the little squirrel has their own genesis story, and they know. And then they have battles, and they deceive and this and that and conspire behind each other just because they're just that apparently that's what life is. So yeah, everyone, no, because truly, if you worshipped animals, that's what you would do. But no, you akin to them. You make yourself animals to justify your behaviors because you say, well, an animal is just us. No, no. Used to produce phonological units in all human languages. Who knew? Who knew? Phonological, yes. Oh, who knew? Who knew it's a phenomena? A phone me. Oh, wow. It just had to be a phone me or a phoneme. A phoneme. A phone. A phone. A phone me. Phone me. Give me a call. Give me a call. Phone me. You know what to do. Phone me. That's right. Is one of the units of sound that distinguish one word from another in a particular language. Who knew? Who knew? That is amazing. A true miracle in itself, in its objective obviousness. Background. Although related to the more general problem of origin of language, more general problem. Although related to the more general problem of the origin of language, the evolution it's still true, guys. The evolution of distinctively human speech capacities has become a distinct and in many ways separate area of scientific research. Oh, they had to say, well, even though there's a problem in the origin of how we were able to speak. The evolution of the speech itself, I mean, it's a separate thing, so it's okay. The topic is separate. One, because language is not necessarily spoken; it can equally be written or signed. Language, right? So there's semantics of the words and what they mean. Speech is, in this sense, optional, although it is the default modality for language. So there's wordsmithing you. Uncontroversially, monkeys, apes, and humans, like many other animals, have evolved specialized mechanisms for producing sound for purposes of social communication. They had to just bash you with that name right here. They might as well just say social communism right there. It's right there. Apparently that's apes. Apparently apes are communists and socialists. What bash. On the other hand, no monkey or ape uses its tongue for such purposes. Who knew? Our species, our species' unprecedented use of the tongue, lips, and other movable parts seems to place speech in quite separate category. Wow. Making its evolutionary emergence an intriguing theoretical challenge in the eyes of many scholars. Wow, who knew? Who knew it's a free for all? Okay, whoever comes up with the best theory and can come up with the best theory that people will believe, the most lovable one, and the most fantastical one. Yes, let's pick the best one. Yes, 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 yes. Go with that. And we'll have to find fragments of crushed bone and say this and this because it's just so hard to find fossils that are millions of years old and this and bash. Because clearly it's like saying no, 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 the world, the so-called universe is so fine-tuned, but that's just a coincidence, and that's why you need the multiverse, whatever bash, to just explain all things. That's like your that's your savior. That's the counterfeit savior. of just multiple worlds and time travel and go through the portals and this and that. No, deceived, deceived. False promise. Because while Satan is saying, yes, come to me, well, you might disappear into the light, but who knows where you went? Who knew? Why do you have to step through some light to live somehow? No. Life is the promise. You're living it. You're in life. Wow. Who knew? Who knew? But you call it hell. You say, this is hell. No. You have succumbed to the murmurs that man is murder and man is a beast and man is this and that and this and that. When clearly everything about you says otherwise. Everything about you says otherwise. Who knew that you were created? Who knew? And that the Creator's creation has resolved. So what do you see? And what do you speaketh? What is it that you glorify and worship? And what are your words? What is your so-called communication used for? Is it just to push and just to sell ways of the world? Yes. Very few use it to worship in truth and glorify life in the flesh, in the sense of, why not, you're not worshiping the elements in this. No, life, the true promise from the Creator. Life is not on its own. Who knew life has a Creator? Who knew? No, it just had to be blasted from nothing into something and nothing. Uncontroversially, of course, it's a fact that yes, apes and humans use some sort of social communication. They have to say, well, modality independence. The term modality means the chosen representation format for encoding and transmitting information. A striking feature of language is that it is modality independent. Should an impaired child be prevented from hearing or producing sound, its innate capacity to master a language may equally find expression in singing or signing. Sign languages of the deaf are independently invented and have all the major properties of spoken language except for the modality of transmission. From this, it appears that the language centers of the human brain must have evolved to function optimally, irrespective of the selected modality. Wow, of course, that was a bash load. That was a truckload of words. But what are they saying? What? What are they saying? Exactly. Wordsmithing you. It appears that the language centers of the human brain must have evolved to function optimally, irrespective of the selected modality. So somehow it just knows. It permeates. You are able to communicate with what? Oh, you're just here to make friends and be loved by the ways of the world and defile and friction, and suffer and die. Wow. No. What a shame. You're here to communicate and worship and glorify and bask in the love of the Father, the Creator, the one true living God that has created life, the purpose. But no, what do you see? Seduced by the false promise. Yet the Creator's creation has resolved. So what do you see? Do you read the signs, the seasons? What is going on? No, you're just bash believing in some trolled half bash ape that mated with some bash monkey. Apparently, that was half who knows what, because you worship hybrids and this and just slithering with this and going into where you shouldn't and this. Oh, just the rebel in you wants to just be defiled. No, abused. That is what an abused person says. Yes. And you justify because, yeah, well, who knows that it's just, I just want a piece of the pie too, and get my way. Yeah, I'm hurting this. And yes, hurt. It hurts. Being relentlessly against the truth hurts because you don't see that the truth is undeniable. It is relentlessly showing you and showing you day in, day out what it is. But no, you see it as like, oh, it's showing me what I am, and oh, I'm such a failure, and blast. You just end it. That you just blow your brains out. Apparently, thinking that that's gonna end it all, and somehow showing the world its irony in this and being so poetic. Smashed. Nothing. Because to you, you worship the word, the slam poetry, and look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, by 18, 9, back to 9. What a shame. Look, you divide it all, but look, this is evolution, the numbers say, and they point to some past thing that you think you have and this, but yet you're able to speak. Wow, who knew? The word. What is the word? Well, who knew it was just something that evolved? Really? It seems to be a problem. It seems does not compute, but somehow you believe it. Of course, it's beautiful. That is the poetic. That's the poetry you believe. That's the wordsmithing you believe. And you snap in your fingers and say, yes, brilliant. Do it again. Do it to me again. Yes. Wow. Slam me with truckloads of words that mean nothing. Who knew? Who knew? Because fine, you can't speak. Uh, Supposedly your brain just evolved a way to optimally uh ha- have a modality to supposedly speak. Well, so that just is that like simultaneous evolution? No, you always had it. You always had it. You are created in the creator's image. Who knew? Who knew that you were created to communicate with the creator? Who knew? But no, instead you have to communicate with whispers and shadows and this and the dead and all the Palladians and the channeled and the ascended masters and this. What a shame. What are you doing? Seeking rewards in the flesh for your worship of the light because you want the gains of the reward of the supposed light and enlightenment that you think you're having. No, nothing. Or the multiple ways that you can come to seduce and this and that and this and get have and multiply and this and just augment and take away and add and subtract and now divide and this smash nothing. It's almost like you want to make some hash browns and you do them and then you realize halfway that you burn them, but then you become obsessed and you're like, no, somehow I'll just cook them to so that they become better, and you're just there smashing, it's burning, crisping them. Now they're charcoal. Now they're charcoal, but now in your mind, there's just and you'll actually sit down and you'll eat them just to prove yourself right that you cooked the best hash browns. That's the state of your actual state of living and your modality, apparently, because that's what you daily communicate to each other, to those that you say you love, this and that, and just perpetuate the bashhood. Who knew? The lie, the relentless hallway with infinite doors that you think exist. Wow, what a shame. All because you deny what is smashing you right day in, day out. The feature is extraordinary, Animal communication systems routinely combine visible with audible properties and effect, but not one is modality independent. No, no vocally impaired whale, dolphin, or songbird, for example, could express its song repertoire equally in visual display. Indeed, in the case of the animal communication, message and modality are not capable of being disentangled. So animals need supposed things. Well, humans, no. We could just overcome and still communicate. Who knew? How we're supposed to. But no, you just abuse it and just do it how you want it to. How? Because I could tune in to the abyss and oh, it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful because I deny the greatest masterpiece. All because you want to just relentlessly think it's a restart and new beginnings and yes, second chances and this. No, you have the chance of the lifetime relentlessly. Life brings forth life until you say it doesn't. Or those around you say, oh, he's died. He died. She died. Right? But what happens? Wow. Who knows, right? Oh, nobody knows. It's just some mystery. What a shame. But no, you worship debt. So when you die, somebody goes in debt. So that when this Bash ape dies, look, he's gonna die. So when this Bash, he's in debt. But you say, no, 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 he's just an animal. There's no debt, right? No, you worship debt. So therefore, when you die, you're in debt. Or your goal is to be debt free and therefore not to have to pass down the shame and the obligation of debt to your family or your spouse or this or that. So what is going on? Even in the Bash worship of debt, you're made to pay when you die. You worship that. So you think that you pay up when you die. And people say, finally, he got what he deserved or this and that. No. Because who knew that you actually are in the live the life? You're the relentless seeing. Okay? Sight, communication, it's there relentlessly. So when you apparently die, what does that somehow just disappear? It's almost like saying billions of billions of billions of years of evolution, and somehow billion and the evolution of Earth, which is somehow different than the cosmos. And it's okay, that and that, and it finally brought me now to be so conscious and aware. And then all of a sudden, when you die, it's just done. It's just over. Apparently, wow. So apparently, even the evolution, the theory of evolution says the survival of the strongest and the fittest, right? In living in the so you don't think that this masterpiece, you believe, you worship that it just evolved to just be nothing. That's really what you believe. You believe that somehow consciousness, self-awareness was just part of the physical mash that came together, and how the supposedly the synapses and the chemicals sparked some things and passion where you saw this and that was consciousness apparently to you. No, what a shame. Everything sees, everything is in a way, I mean, everything is seen. Who knew? Everything is recognized. Who knew? Everything has its place. Everything recognizes itself and in its place. Everything recognizes what it is, and somehow we think we're the aliens and this and no, we're deceived is what a shame, because truly the just language just evolved to just oh yeah, when you die it's just that. So you get to live in the final supposed evolutionary state of evolution, but then when you die it's just over. So I mean, you're like, but that's just fact. That's just science. Yeah, it's pretty desolate, but who knew that, an accident that just blasted would be so horrible? But hey, life is just amazing. So just go out there and smash and smash and smash and smash and smash. Do as thou wilt. Yay. What a shame. Denying your own life in attempts to have some satisfaction of the abuse you relentlessly take day in, day out, and you don't even know why. At this point, you're so angry with the world, angry with yourself. You're just full with anger and resentment, and just you don't even know where, like, why you're where you got to where you are, and this and that, and somehow you always want more, and you're never satisfied, and somehow, oh, it's just this and this, but this smashed, nothing, anxious, void, half empty, half full, nothing, overflowing, overflowing. Apparently, I'm just gushing with love. No, gushing with false promise, because you're rewarded. Those who feel that they're so happy all the time and this and that, or just because they have people that are now they love them and have them around because they help them in their own past. So it's a circle jerk, okay? Because anybody truly that it demands such a it's boasting, okay? Because truly humility, humility, what a concept, okay? Because it's not shame, it's humility, meaning you're not boasting. Because what to boast? No, what do you worship? Meaning, what do you see? Because truly you are but the end result. The sight is the end result of something just beyond beyonds, in the sense of it's not, has nothing to do with reason, has nothing to do with emotion, has nothing to do with even what you call the invisible plane and astral. No, nothing. It has to do with the true promise, the way, the life. Who knew? What a concept. No, it couldn't be. This bat shape is just circling his lips and just making sounds. So, therefore, we can say we look close enough to them somehow, just in the eyes. What is going on? Somehow, we're just a lineage, and they're just an offspring of some lineage that we have a common ancestor, and that's the missing link, and it's Lucy somehow. But no, it could be theirs. It's just so hard to find them. And you say, of course, you fool, because it's hundreds of thousands of, dust that just piles up in layers of who knows how deep. What a shame. What is going on? You have no clue. Nobody knows. It's all just a mystery. Evolution of speech organs. Speaking is the default modality for language in all cultures. Hmm. The default. Speaking. The default modality. But what do we speak? What is speech? Because a word, I mean, is not the word of Christ, the word of the Father. It it points to wisdom, because it it reverberates, even though you might not even be able to hear or see. Somehow you know. And it's all just either a programming to immediately reject, or somehow discredit, because you're so smart and so amazing. But in your amazingness, you're still void, because you're gonna find yourself powerless against the ways of the world. No matter how good your intentions are, and how much you're willing to suffer and give your life for some bash cause, in the end, you have fallen to worship the ways of the world in itself, because you just say, we just have to grind back, fight the man and this. Wow, what a shame. And say revolution, this and that. No, what is going on? Thinking that somehow those who bring about action against those who are abusing you is somehow amazing. No, abuse. Who knew that? Who knew that there can be relentless abuse? What does that point to? What's it? What brings somebody to abuse? What is abuse? If inflicting harm, suffering, pain, smashing, interfering, taunting. It's just the inverse, the complete smashhood of truth. So when you're in, when you're swarmed by that day in day out, how could you not just eventually succumb to it and just adore it? And find your own preferences and this and that, and then call it some bash thing, and then make a plan for yourself, a 5-10 year plan, and make a savings account and invest this to be gather around your economics buddies to have you some wisdom of the ways of the world. Yeah, you just want a bunch of wisdom of the ways of the world, because truly the ways of the world is what you grew up in and ended up worshiping, smashing, being dashed on, this and this, dashing on, and this and that. Who doesn't even matter, and you probably now you just found some bash, and it's just the same bash, all using your language to get what you want. You use the word to get what you want, not to worship what is given, what has been given, is given, relentlessly brought forth. Who knew? No, you don't use your word for that. No, 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 no. Because apparently it's just an accident. An accident that just kept happening somehow. Because they're just so intricate. And all the organs and the tongue especially, and just the intricate ways it can just make sounds, and it just intonations and actual just who knows rhythms and res- respiratory control. Compared with non-human primates, humans have significantly enhanced control of breathing, enabling exalta wow to be extended and inhalation shortened as we speak. While we are speaking, intercostal and interior abdominal muscles are recruited to expand the thorax and draw air into the lungs, and subsequently to control the release of air as the lungs deflate. The muscles concerned are markedly more innervated in humans than in non human primates. Evidence from fossil hominins suggests that the necessary enlargement of the vertebral canal and therefore spinal cord dimensions may not have occurred in Australopithecus or Homo erectus, but was present in the Neanderthals and early modern humans. Wow. So somehow it's yes, it could be this, but somehow it's this now. Amazing. And look, it's a cross section of a frog. It's a frog. Look. It looks like a frog. It looks like a it's standing up, and it was just slashed in half laterally. Wow. But no, that's your throat. Oh, amazing. The larynx, who knew? The voice box is an organ in the neck housing the vocal cords. Wow. Our species is not unique in this respect. Goats, dogs, pigs, and tamarins lower the larynx temporarily to emit loud calls. Several deep deer species have permanently lowered larynx, which may be lowered still further by males during their roaring displays. So you have your vocal cords. No, not unique. Every animal apparently has them. Wow. So why can't you talk to animals apparently? Why can't they talk to you? What's going on? Oh no, could it be that you just what are you seeing? What do you see? Exactly. No clue. Apparently it's animals and then you, but then you think yourself an animal and justify everything. What a shame. Of course, there's hypothesis of Bash. Could Neanderthals still questions? There's a problem. So it's just hypothesis upon hypothesis. Open. It's open season. Origin of speech sounds. According to the one influential school, the human vocal apparatus is intrinsically digital on the model of the keyboard or digital computer. If so, this is remarkable. Nothing about a chimpanzee's vocal apparatus suggests a digital keyboard, notwithstanding the anatomical and physiological similarities. This poses the question as to when and how, during the course of human evolution, the transition from analog to digital structures and function occurred exactly. So, just another way to just tell you, no, we don't know. We don't know. It's a big mystery. But that's why you have to have alien intervention. And they just hybridized and cooked you up so that you could speak. Because your Bash ape couldn't. So they gave you and opened up and they gave you knowledge. And that's why you created the sciences to worship them. Wow, what a shame. Could it be that you lived before? No, no, no. Now you have to be self aware and just live your own life. What a shame. What is going on? Just bosh. Because look, what is going on? The evolution of speech can be studied independently of the evolution of language. Oh, see, they had to do the same thing as the other article or this other bosh said. It has to be separate. With the advantage that most aspects of speech, acoustics, physiology, and neural control are shared with animals. So just saying you're an animal right off the bat, and thus open to empirical investigation. So now that you're an animal, let's take a look at you. Let's cut you up and check it out. At least two changes were necessary prerequisites for modern human speech abilities. Number one, modification of vocal tract morphology. So you just morphed into it. Because somehow the this complete different other way that's so different from ours because that's why it's a problem. Apparently, that just slowly became a preferred thing, and it just was a trait that somehow came together because it knew exactly what it was doing. What a shame. What a shame. And two, development of vocal imitative ability. So not only to be able to express, but also to receive. Oh, it couldn't be that you were relentlessly the receiver in the flesh. Who knew? So what are you receiving? No, it had to be, oh, I don't have enough. I'm not receiving enough. And that's why you go out there and kill and lie and just get more, a piece of your pie, and just go and overthrow government so that they distribute the breadcrumbs to everyone according to some bash numbers and graphs that say correlation, correlation, correlation. This is life and this is unfair and everyone should just be the same. What a shame. What is going on? For truly, we all are in the image of the Creator. Who knew? Why? No, it just has to be we're just countries and this and that and we're just smashed and we just have to fight for our right to party. Smashed. Despite an extensive literature attempts to pinpoint the timing of these changes using fossil data have proven inconclusive. Exactly. You cannot prove how language evolved. You can't. There's no proof. It cannot be proven. You can build diagrams and just create a fantastical wordsmithed wanted story from a mouse and just believe it. Yes, cook it up. However, recent comparative data from non-human primates have shed light on the ancestral use of formants, a crucial cue in human speech, to identify individuals and gauge body size. So to rat out and describe the assailant, that was those are formants, informants. So they're mocking you. Oh, what is going on? Look, recent comparative data from non-human. So why even bother? Because anything else, it was just said that the animal kingdom, yeah, they can huff and puff and make sounds and this, but no, they don't have modality and the proper, use of the tongue and this, and so we stand apart. Oh wow. So now it's just, we just did non-human data and we found the light. We have shown we are in the basking in the spotlight. We love it. We have shown the light. We are worshiping the light rather on the ancestral use of informants to identify individuals and gauge body size. Second, comparative analysis of the diverse vertebrates that have evolved vocal imitation, humans, cetaceans, seals, and birds, provides several distinct testable hypotheses about the adaptive function of vocal mimicry. So this is opening up the channel for everybody to just say, okay, I'll have a theory. Because it says, second, comparative analysis with of the diverse vertebrates that have evolved vocal imitations, and then they give a bash, provides several distinct testable hypotheses. Several of them. These developments suggest that for understanding the evolution of speech, comparative analysis of living species provide a viable alternative to fossil data. Comparative analysis of living, so that living species provides a viable alternative. So now in the living we study and see, oh, so it applies to the fossil data. So just superimpose and this and that, and then assume, the shadow on the moon is the earth and it's flat and curved and it's just influx. It's just, who knew? You don't know what to believe. Just smashed by the light. Alternative to fossil data. However, the neural basis for vocal mimicry and for mimesis, mimesis, wow, in general remains unknown. So how to mimic? What is it? And for mimesis, vocal mimicry and mimesis, vocal mimicry and mimesis in the flesh, animation, replicating, ritualizing behavior, embodiment. What do you embody exactly, and what does it express? Wow. No, 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 it couldn't be. I'm not. I'm just a human. I'm free. I'm fighting for my freedom. No, you're an embodiment of the worship of Satan. But yes, return to the Father. See the error in your way, meaning the ways of man that have smashed you into submission, to worship it, all in fear that there is nothing outside of it. For it's what it is and has been for hundreds of thousands of years, apparently, and billions of Harry Potter smashes that actually came from nothing, so therefore you worship nothing and therefore are nothing. Wow, who knew that would be suffering? But no, 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 couldn't be. Why would God? No, God didn't do that to you. You do it to yourself by what the image that you worship and how you see yourself in life, the true promise. Yes, but no, it couldn't be. No, no, no. When you die, it's it. Wow. Again, you have been just abused because there's shanks in your theories and shanks in your hypotheses and shanks on your supposed facts. What is going on? But clearly you don't see the life you're relentlessly abusing in others and beating out of yourself relentlessly. Return to the Father. Seek refuge in the truth, for it is the way of the true promise. Yes, life everlasting. Seek there's wisdom in truth. Who knew? Who knew there's resolved in the creation of the Creator? It is for man to live, not to spear cook his own wisdom and then say, this is how it is. What a smash.